The first thing the woman did after being reborn was walk into the auction house under a fake identity. Because in her previous life, this was the exact place where her family fortune had been silently drained away without anyone realizing it. In her past life, she had been the eldest daughter of the Shen family, a declining but still respected financial household. The real collapse did not happen through bankruptcy, but through a series of controlled asset transfers disguised as emergency liquidity decisions. It had started with one asset, a coastal logistics company that had been in the Shen family for 3 generations. The family was told it was losing value. The contract was presented by trusted advisors and approved in a private meeting where she wasn't invited. By the time she learned about it, the company had already been transferred to an offshore group linked to her cousin's fiancé. Then came the second asset, then the third. Each transfer came with the same pattern: trusted advisors, familiar signatures, emotional justification, and always Shen Ruo crying quietly in the background, saying she only wanted the family to stay together, never asking for anything for herself. Her father was already ill. Every attempt she made to challenge the documents was met with the same response: she was being paranoid. The breaking point came at a private auction where the last family asset, a heritage estate, was being quietly sold. She arrived too late. The contract was already signed. Her family fortune had been dismantled piece by piece. She died shortly after, alone in a hospital room where no family member came to see her. Now, reborn on the day of that same auction, she did not try to stop anything immediately. She went straight to the contract archive office. She already knew the truth was never in the final sale, but in the sequence of approvals. As she traced the document layers, she saw something invisible in her previous life. Every asset transfer shared the same intermediary signature. It was a compliance verification identity tied to a private investment consultant group, a firm connected to Shen Ru's fiancé. When she entered the auction hall, the event had already begun. Guests were seated. Wealthy buyers were reviewing catalogs. In the front row, Shen Ruo sat beside the same fiancé, smiling gently as if she had always belonged there. The auctioneer introduced the item as a rare opportunity. Bidding began immediately. Numbers rose quickly. That was when the woman stood up, not loudly, not dramatically, just early enough to interrupt the next bid. She walked forward and placed a sealed document on the auction table. The room did not understand what it was at first, until she said it clearly. Every asset listed in the auction had been pre-authorized through a compliance chain built on invalidated internal approvals, meaning the sale itself was structurally compromised. A quiet ripple moved through the room. She looked at Shen Ruo instead and asked how many signatures it took for her to convince them she was protecting the family. The woman continued, explaining every transfer could be traced to a single coordinated advisory pathway. Not theft, but guided consent manipulation. The room shifted again, no longer interested in bidding. Now they were recalculating exposure risk. As the room descended into controlled chaos, she turned and walked out of the auction hall without waiting for resolution. Because in her previous life, she had tried to save everything at the end. This time, she only needed to change where the collapse began.